I have a kitty on my lap. Johnny Cash, how come you always want to be up here when I'm trying to film? Oh, okay, well, I mean, I guess if you don't get in the way, will you be good? Are you gonna be a good kitty? You're gonna just sneeze the whole time into my makeup. That's great. That is great. Hello, welcome to the Vintage Girl Next Door. My name is Lacey, and today I am going to show you how I got this makeup look using almost all Besame Cosmetics. So if you would like to see how I got this look and what products that I use and which ones that I love from Besame, then stick around. Okay, let's get started. Here is my bare face. So today, like I had mentioned, we are doing a full face of Besame Cosmetics, at least a mostly full face. They don't have any red for eyebrows, and then I ran out of lip liner, so that will also be just probably a NYX brand lip liner. But other than that, it's gonna be full face, and I'm excited. So let's get started. So I've already washed and moisturized my skin, and now we are going to start with foundation. So I have the Besame Stick Foundation. The shade is 801 Bisque, and it's a pretty good shade match for me. It's maybe a tiny bit dark, but not bad. And this is what it looks like. So yeah, we're just going to start with the foundation. I'm just going to do some swipes on my skin, and then we will blend it out. It's like a super rainy, kind of windy day outside, so if you hear weather sounds, it's not a nice day. But it seemed like a good day to sit down with you and do some makeup. So there we go. All right, and to blend it out, I like to use a brush. I feel like that works best for stick foundations because they're a little bit more stiff of a formula. I'm just using my Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH03 brush to just kind of buff that in. Okay, that looks good and blended. So now I'm going to do some concealer. I don't have Besame concealer. In fact, they don't really make one, I don't think. And I could probably use the stick foundation, but I prefer to use a little bit of a lighter color for my concealer, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm using a little mixture of two, Flower Beauty Light Illusion and the new L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear. So just kind of go in with both of those. And someone on Instagram, my friend from Magnus Clothing, asked what kind of an eye primer I use, and to be honest, I don't use an eye primer, I just use concealer. So yeah, that's all I find that I need for making my eyeshadows kind of really pop and last through the day. So that's all I do. I just put some concealer on my lids and that's it. Just gonna blend this out with my sponge. And to set my concealer and really brighten up the under eyes, I'm going to use both of these Besame powders, translucent powders. There's the Vanilla Rose and Violet powder, and they're both a brightening powder. So I'm just going to mix the two. Okay, so you can see I just tapped a little bit of the vanilla in here with the lavender. I'm just gonna use that. I'm just gonna use that to set my under eye. And it does give a really pretty kind of brightening effect. Also, I have to set my under eyes no matter what because otherwise I have very creasy under eyes because I have wrinkles under there. So, yeah. Bless you, Johnny Cash. Okay, so we have our base on and it is looking good. So I'm going to hurry and do my eyebrows. I'm just gonna use my NYX eyebrow pencil in the shade Auburn and I will be right back. Okay, brows are on and I am going to finish up my face makeup with a little blush and bronzer and highlight. Okay, so before I do that, I'm just gonna set this area of my face using this beautiful Pearl Shimmer Shell Compact. And it is just the cutest and prettiest, and I love it. So I just got a big fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna do this area of my cheeks so that, I mean, really, I probably could just blend the blush and bronzer over the foundation and it would be just fine, but for the sake of the video, Johnny Cash, I'm just really in the middle of something right now. You know? Yeah, for the sake of the video, we will use as many Besame products as we can. Yeah. Bless you. Okay, now I'm gonna do some bronzer, and for that I have this one, Sun-Kissed. And really it could be used as a blush as well, but for today I'm gonna use it as bronzer. Look how pretty. Pretty, pretty. I'm kind of just using it like a contour more than a bronzer. Okay, for blush, I am going to use this one, 1915 Rose. It's a really pretty, super bright pink. You can see it. And with Besame blushes, they are awesome and beautiful, and it just takes a tiny little bit. So just do a little bit, and then we'll build it up if we need to. Okay, for highlighter, I am going to use this beautiful color from the Mermaid Lagoon eyeshadow palette right here. And it's a really, really pretty kind of iridescent highlighter. And I love it. I'm just going to use a little bit more of this powder and do right here. There. Face makeup is done, and now I am going to do some eyeshadow. Since all the green, this video is coming out around St. Patrick's Day, so we're gonna go with the green eye look as well to match all of this green I've got going on. So I'm gonna use, you guessed it, Mermaid Lagoon. First of all, I'm gonna take a super fluffy brush and I'm gonna go into this kind of terracotta orange shade, and that's gonna be our transition color. Just gonna put that here in the crease. And if you've never tried Besame eyeshadows, you are missing out. I'm telling you, they are awesome. Like, I haven't tried all of them, but I've tried the Mermaid Lagoon and I've tried the Infinity Stones, which I'm also going to use some of those today, and they're amazing. They're so super richly pigmented in color. They're gorgeous. So as you can see, that's just kind of really blown out and blended. Now we're gonna go for some greens. So first I'm gonna take this lighter shade of green, and it's a really pretty shimmer. I'm gonna put that on my eyelid, kind of from like the middle out. And you can see, like, this is just with just a plain brush, how pretty and shiny and colorful they are. Really impressed with these. So I put up a little question thing on Instagram today, but I didn't give people very much time to ask questions before I started filming, so I only got a couple, which is fine. So the first one was about what eye primer I use, and honestly, I had mentioned it before, I just use concealer, and you can see that it's just fine. These shadows are showing up perfectly. No problem. Alright, now we've got that lighter green down. I'm going to use some of this darker green and kind of put that on the outer edge. Cat hair, no worries. It's a really pretty shade too. Okay, you can see how that is looking. I'm going to take that same fluffy brush from the beginning and just kind of blend the edges of this. Just kind of fade them out there and make sure it looks nice and blended. Now I'm just going to do a tiny bit of this green from the Infinity Stones, just on the outer little tiny bit, so that just add a tiny bit more color out there. Just adds a tiny little bit more on the outside edge. Okay, now for the inner part of my lid right here, I'm going to use this gorgeous gold from the Infinity Stones. Try it first on a brush. I may end up just using my finger. So pretty. I think I'm going to take some of that into the inner corner as well. Now I'm going to blend again, just to make sure it's nice and smooth. No like harsh lines anywhere. Perfect. Now, this is not Besame, but I don't have a white eyeshadow from Besame at the moment, so we're going to use my Sugar Pill in Taco to just go over the brow bone. Okay, I think we've got a good thing going here with the eyeshadow, and now I'm going to do, let's see, I'm actually going to do some underneath my bottom lash line, I'm gonna just take that darker green and kind of run it under here. I don't usually do a ton of like smoking out under my bottom lash line, but I do think it kind of ties this look together to put a little bit of something there. There. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Now we are ready for liner, and for that I am going to use Besame Cake Mascara in black, and just gonna wet it a tiny bit and then take a liner brush and we'll go for it. Okay, I'm just taking an angled liner brush here. I'm gonna dip it in some water and then kind of brush it around on top of the cake. So this is what the cake looks like. Very cool, very neat to be using something that's so reminiscent of vintage makeup. Okay, so I've got my brush loaded up and I'm gonna draw on my wing. Might take a little bit of fiddling to get like the consistency that you want on the liner, and just play with different amounts of water. Just use a tiny bit first and then maybe a little more if it's not quite what you need. Okay, so as you can see, it's going on pretty good there. Just gonna get a little bit more. Okay, we got a good wing going there. So yeah, it's not too hard. You just, you know, angled brush it on and no big deal. It is obviously not waterproof because you use water to activate it. So this one will, you know, it's not waterproof. It will come off if you get it wet. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Be right back. Okay, we've got both wings on there. And if you do try this for the first time, like, it takes some getting used to. It takes some practice. Don't give up. Don't be discouraged. Like, it's fine. Like, just take your time and you will get it. Because yeah, I'm used to using more of like a eyeliner pen, and so I'm not used to drawing with the liner brush like every day, and so it does take a little bit longer, but I know if I did this every day, obviously I would get super fast and used to it. So yeah, so now we are going to use that same cake for actual mascara. And you could also use it for brows. If you have dark hair, you could totally use it for brows too. Just the same process. Just get an eyebrow brush and fill them in. Obviously I can't do that with my red hair, but it is like a three-purpose use thing, and you use the tiniest amount every time. So this cake is going to last a really long time. So just in case you're debating, like, is it worth it to get it or not? If you're going to use it for mascara and eyeliner, you know, totally, like, it will last forever and it works really great. You can see it, you can get it really a good dark black, and it went on, you can see over the shimmer shadows, it went on really well. I mean, better than some just regular liquid liners, because sometimes I have a hard time getting those to go over shimmer shadows. So it's good. So I do have to say, I'm just rubbing the little mascara brush in there now. I do have to say, if you have problematic lashes, I have really problematic, the worst lashes ever. Like they're super short and they just like stick straight out. So I do have to curl my lashes, and I will say that this mascara, I mean, for one, obviously it's not going to be waterproof. It's water soluble. That's how you activate it. And number two, it's really good for like volume and length, but it doesn't hold a curl. So if your lashes are super straight like mine, just keep that in mind. It's not going to, once you curl them, it's not going to hold it that way. So just something of note. I still really like it as a mascara. It looks really pretty on the eyelashes. I like it on my lower lashes, and even though it's not waterproof, it doesn't like flake or anything like that throughout the day. It stays on totally fine, and it doesn't like bleed under my lower lash line either, like smudge or anything like that. So at least not on me. So yeah, you can see my curl that I did is already kind of like pooping out, but honestly it doesn't matter for me because I wear falsies every day. So just to get them to blend in with the lashes, this is totally great. And like I said, I like it on my lower lashes too. This brush does take a little bit of getting used to. The first time I tried it, I ended up with mascara everywhere under my eyelashes, under my eyes. So yeah, just keep in mind it is a learning curve. It's not gonna be pull it out of the tube and slap it on your eyeballs the first time you use it. It's gonna take a bit of practice and getting used to, but for me, like the vintage feel of it is worth it. It's so worth it. It's so fun. There, see, as you can see, it's bringing out those lower lashes really nicely. Okay, and if you can see my upper lashes, I mean, they look good. They look volumized and definitely a little bit longer. I just have such stubby, stupid lashes anyway that I'm not doing this mascara any favors. I'm just gonna say that. Just so I'm going to put mascara on this other eye and apply my false lashes. Be right back. Okay, I have my lashes on. I used House of Lashes in the style Iconic Light, and I really love these lashes. They're regular Iconic, and these ones are my two favorite ones. So last up, we just need a little bit of lipstick. So I am going in with the classic Besame, obviously, Red Velvet. And I do use a lip liner, and like I had mentioned, I ran out of my Besame lip liner, so don't have that one, but it is really, really good. I love it. But for now, we are using NYX lip liner in the shade Cherry Skies. So this one is like almost gone. So I am using a lip brush. Okay, my friends, this completes my pretty much full face of Besame makeup, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Do you like Besame? Comment below. Have you tried it? What are your favorite products from there? I would love to know. And a big thank you to Besame for sending me some of these products for free. A lot of them I have purchased over some time on my own, but they did provide a few things as well, which is so much appreciated, and just a big thank you to them for that. And thank you for watching, and if you have any video ideas that you would like to see me do, please leave them in the comments. If you want to stick around and have some vintage fun with me, please subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!